Hello, everybody. This is the Pure Magnet in front of you, and today I'm going to talk to you regarding love, romance, and sex. Yes, the subject is love, romance, and sex. So I will start off with sex, then afterwards romance, and afterwards love. Why it is from bottom level, then middle level, then top level. So sex, like it or not, is right at the bottom. What is sex? Sex is basically a necessity, a physical activity. It is no way connected to love. Unfortunately, there are people who want to connect spirituality, love to sex. Sex is neither connected to spirituality, it is neither connected to love, it is only connected to pleasure and childbirth. You might ask, is sex wrong? No way, sex is neither right, neither wrong, neither good, neither bad. Sex cannot be bad, it cannot be wrong because I exist because of sex. Simple as that. We all exist because of sexual intercourse. So how can sex be a wrong thing? But on the other hand, if you look around the world, there are so many criminal activities going on just because of sex. So on the other hand, you and I exist because of sexual intercourse, but the other side, because of pleasure, sex is being sold, isn't it? Sex is a big business around the world. Pornography, prostitution, and unfortunately many children are also involved in child trafficking, isn't it? Many children are taken, they are kidnapped and sold in child prostitution, which is very unfortunate. Children who got to be educated, they should be going to schools, learn certain skills, be self-dependent, but unfortunately the greedy commercials, the traders of flesh, they abuse children, and many innocent people get involved in this kind of activity. Sex is a necessity, undoubtedly. Otherwise, nobody would buy sex, isn't it? People pay money to have sex. And many people get married just because of sex. You see that? So it's a big business. And yes, sex is no way connected to love. I will come to that later. But now let me tell you, since this is an educational video, nobody should feel shy or bad talking about sex. We should have an open mind. We should talk with everybody, with our children, with everybody. Talking about sex will not stop immoral sexual activities. In fact, the more we talk about sex, the more boring it becomes. In my younger days, I used to feel very excited. I used to feel shy, awkward. Now, I'm perfectly okay. You might be asking, how do I manage my sexual life? Well, I'm a virgin. And see, there are three ways to handle sex. Nobody can control sexual desires. Nobody. If somebody says, I can suppress my sexual desires, oh God, he's suffering, she's suffering. So I do not suppress my sexual desires. Neither do I engage in any sexual activity with any man or woman. And neither do I practice masturbation. But I, the Pure Magnet, I practice sexual transmutation. Which means converting my sexual desires into something productive. That is why I do a lot of reading, I make videos like this, I engage into certain hobbies, I keep my mind active, I take sufficient rest. So when we talk about sex, we also must talk about sexual transmutation. It is how we handle our sexual desires that makes a difference. Just because we have sexual desires, that doesn't mean we must give up our virginity, have sex with different partners, or engage in masturbation. No, there are beautiful ways of handling our sexual desires. Okay, so if a man and a woman, they engage in sexual activity within marriage, wonderful. But when it comes to fornication, adultery, having multiple sexual partners, then that thing becomes rotten. So everybody has a choice. Even if I tell, nobody is going to listen. People will do what they like. As simple as that. And when we talk about marriage connected to sex, we must also talk about singleness parallelly. If marriage is good, singleness is also good. If having sex is good, then sexual abstinence is also good. Sexual transmutation is also good. So when you talk about it, discuss about it, yeah, so there is nothing wrong in it. So this is what sex is all about. Sex basically gives pleasure, and it helps in reproduction. Okay. When talking about romance, is romance a necessity? It depends. For some people, romantic relationships are necessities, and for some, they can live without romantic relationship. Okay. But sex, of course, is a need. It's a sexual need for you, I, everybody. So the point is, either we engage in sexual intercourse regularly, or we engage in masturbation, or we practice sexual transmutation, which I do. Sexual transmutation, converting our sexual desires into something else, something productive. It could be building our career, it could be pursuing a hobby, or doing some social work, or learning certain skills. So many ways. See, romance, what does romance do? It creates excitement, it creates a pleasant feeling for somebody. We feel attracted to somebody, yeah, and there is no harm in a romantic relationship. But once again, because of selfishness, because of our own imperfections, you can say, or when we are at a lower level, sometimes romantic relationships become rotten. So romantic relationships can become corruptible, sexual relationships can become corruptible. Now coming to the top level, love. Love is incorruptible. There is no negativity in love, because love is compassion, care and concern. Love means I have compassion for you, I care for you, and I have concern for you without any expectation. So I do not need any relationship with anybody to show love. So it can happen within the family. I can love my father, my mother, my sister without any expectation. I can be loving hearted. And similarly, it can apply also to any relationship. So it is beyond relationships. Please try to get the point. And love is such a beautiful quality. It is the most beautiful virtue where there is no negativity. If I show love to you, believe it or not, there won't be any side effects. It will benefit me, it will benefit you. But yes, suppose if we keep loving people, forgiving people, and if people keep insulting us, or they try to hurt us, we need to be cautious. We need to protect ourselves. That is okay. But loving somebody or loving anybody is harmless. Loving somebody cannot be a wrong thing. So to do that, we need to love ourselves first. I have reached a level without being loved. I am happy. I love myself. I respect myself. So I do not need sex. I do not need romance to be happy. I am happy without engaging in sex. I am happy without a romantic relationship, because I have become love. And when you become love, you will feel the same. Because love takes you deep, it takes you higher, it gives you joy. It is the best thing that can happen to anybody. And yes, love is connected to wisdom. You cannot separate love and wisdom. And when you become love, and when you personify wisdom, you become strong, powerful. You move right ahead. No matter what difficulties you go through in your life, you are ahead, you are happy, you are joyous. Nothing can stop you. So this was my take regarding love, romance and sex. Love is not a necessity. Sex is a necessity. That is a huge difference. So let us never try to connect love and sex. Sex is a physical activity, while love is entirely spiritual. It is incorruptible. Yes, love is the best thing that can happen to you, and to do that, love yourself, respect yourself. Nobody needs to love you. Nobody needs to respect you. If you can love yourself, if you can respect yourself, you can love others, you can respect others, and you can be happy. So thank you for watching this video.